Hey everyone, I'm Zishan. I'm an electrical engineer by trade turned into software engineer of sorts, and this product is called Vocori. It's my first product outside of work, and it came from something I kept noticing about myself. So I can build any sort of complex systems, just debug any issues, ship fast, do all of the mainstream engineering stuff. But as soon as you put me in a meeting with corporate people or product managers, I would default to technical jargon, and that hardly lands because up to an engineer it would make sense, but yeah, to the product side of things, they don't care about that sort of stuff. So Vocori trains you to speak with business fluency basically, and it teaches you strategic vocabulary by putting you in real life meeting scenarios. So just to get an overview, this is basically the gap. The left side is what how most engineers talk, and the right side is same idea reframed, so it actually moves the conversation, and Vocori basically gets you from left to right. So the rest of the landing page you can check yourself. Let's deep dive into the product. Alright, so let's jump in. This is the main homepage. This is where you land every time you sign in, and it has your streaks, how many days have you been active for, your current level, and basically the amount of terms you've mastered, which terms are due for review. It gives you a brief idea of what the current session is going to be about, today's session is going to be about, and every day Vocori builds you a fresh session. It picks up terms based on what you're weak at and what's due for review. For your target role, I think this is very important that you get repetition in. So Vocori just drills that into you by keeping at it till you actually master the term in the context of a real life meeting. So this is the personalized brief section. All of these are created by your personalized AI coach. What it does is it has context of all of your previous sessions, the terms you had to answer, and what were your answers, what were you lacking at. The next move is more so personalized towards you, what you should be doing next in order to sound more better in meetings. Strengths, growth edges, mistake fingerprints, all of these come from your sessions and tell you about where you're lacking, what your strengths are, and what you could improve on. Recommended terms based on what you've been training recently, how you've been doing, and next terms that should come in the life cycle based on what you've been practicing. So let's just dive into today's session so you can get a brief idea of what sort of questions you get asked. So train for product manager, cross-functional product planning, stakeholder management. This is what today's session is going to be about. Initially, when you start, you have the terms show up at the bottom where you do your practice, right? You should always practice before you go into the actual question and answer session. So scope, boundary around what team is truly committing, significance, use in the room, when to avoid, senior framing. Yeah, let's begin this session. So explain scope and planning that show how you use it in this product management. The launch date will not move, but the work is larger than use scope to explain what should happen next. So and then you answer, and the AI coach goes and basically scores you on how well you did. If you're not sure of the term while you're practicing, there's a meeting playbook. It obviously, since you practiced before, if you open it mid-session, you're going to get points deducted. and it basically tells you what you should say. The goal is not to do less work, it is to set the right scope for the outcome and date we are protecting. So yeah, what to say, what to avoid, senior version. And then you have the AI coach, which you can basically ask the AI any sort of questions you have, still have confusions about, ask for more examples, ask for it to rephrase it, does all that sort of stuff. So my score came in, meeting answer, compare answer to a stronger room. Scope is this is what I answer, stronger room answer for PM. Anchor the answer on roadmap or user outcome, and if the date is fixed, scope is the lever we should move first. We should protect the core outcome, explicitly defer the pieces that add complexity without changing launch value. So that should have been the sort of answer you look for, right? And then you can change the audience to basically see the sort of different scenarios which you must answer in. Rubric fit, your definition focuses on amount of work but miss the key idea of boundaries, inclusion, exclusion. So yeah, when you're talking about scope, you should specifically mention what should be included, what should be excluded, the amount of work that is needed. So you get the basic gist of it, right? You can click on next item and you would have sometimes MCQ sort of questions, sometimes voice-based questions, and sometimes basically rephrasing something that was given to you. And that's basically how Vocori goes about training you. Once you're done, you can go to the review room to see how you perform. This is my current session, my average score, what was expected coverage, what was my answer, and I can ask the coach if how to train myself also, what could I do differently to score better. Progress page basically tells you about what terms you've mastered, what's left, how often you've been logging in, blah blah blah. You guys can sign up using the link I've added, and just test stuff out, and any feedback would be greatly appreciated. I'm just just trying to see where I can go with this. I think this is a real gap nowadays. Like I've mentioned previously, with AI coming in, devs are going to struggle with real work, because AI is going to take over that portion. What's left is your business mindset, your product mindset, and your engineering mindset. And for that, having the right vocabulary is really important. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the demo and hope you have a great day. Bye.